Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Arif Gilany, the host of this show with my colleague, Mr. Frank Russo, filmmaker, producer, and actor, and a whole lot of team of masterminds. And I wanted to introduce everyone in the room for a couple of minutes. We'll start with my great friend Frank. Take it away, sir. Tell us about what you do, who you are, where you are, and welcome.
Okay, I live in Toronto's East End. I'm at just the beach area, Dundas Cotswold area. I've been here since 2002, and I like it here. So I'm staying. I'm staying here. I'm not. I don't believe in buying giant homes and fancy cars. I use whatever money I have to give to live right first, then to charity, and to assist in producing my own. Pet projects. I right now I'm just finishing a bio for he was a very talented musician. He was with a band back in the late 60s, early 70s called Edward Bear. Some may remember them, some may not, but if you hear the music on the radio, you'll certainly remember them anyway. The keyboardist just passed away, and his sister hired me to do a bio. And it's not for broadcast, it's for family, friends, and something it's a beautiful tribute to her brother, and it's so I'm just finishing it up this week, and then I'm actually, if everything goes well, I'll be doing an actual documentary on the band itself. That's my latest. This is my latest project. But
Oh,
I've produced 12 feature films, and I came from a theater background, which helped tremendously in my film directing. I produced 45 stage plays and directed about 21 of them. And prior to that, I was an entrepreneur. I had a chain of restaurants in Northern Ontario and simultaneously had a theater company. I was out of my mind. Don't ask me how I did all that stuff. I'm borderline insane. You got to be a little bit crazy to do all this stuff. And I guess I have to describe myself as fearless. Some people always say to me, "You got to think of the consequences," and I go, "The biggest consequence to me is not doing anything." I've met so many people in my life who do nothing. They sit around, what do they call keyboard warriors? Always criticizing people. You say, this guy's a failure. This guy this. I go, well, dude, you haven't done anything in your life. What have you done? You sit around doing nothing but complaining about things and bitching and complaining and criticizing other people, but you don't have the nerve to go out there and do what you need to do. And I've met so many of these people. And then in their last years, they're crying. Poor little babies are crying. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. Well, just do it. My favorite story, my Kyle, we lost you there, buddy. See, coming back. My favorite story is going back last century. Everybody knows who Babe Ruth is. He's considered one of the greatest baseball players in history. If you don't know about him, I'll tell you right now. He said in 1929 he set a record for home runs. And that record stood for almost 3 decades. And this guy didn't even look like an athlete. He was really kind of big. He drank he drank a lot. He smoked cigars. But you know what? Every time he was at bat, he had one thing he wanted to do, and he wanted to hit that ball over the fence. He had no interest in getting first base, second base, third base. And when he was asked about it, he said, "What is the point of getting the first base or second base or third base? And then the guys behind you, they strike out. You've done all that for nothing." He says, "So I swing hard, very hard, because I want to hit that ball out of the park. It's a guaranteed run. If I have three of my teammates on base, that's guaranteed 4 runs." So he always went for the fences, always. But guess what happened? That same year, he hit a record home runs. He got another record. Can you guess what it is? Anybody? Another record. Anybody guess? He struck
um,
out the most. He set a record for strikeouts. So in the same year he set a record for home runs, he set a record for striking out. In other words, if you don't swing the bat, you do not hit the ball.
wow.
Period.
Wow, that was amazing, Frank. I love the stories that you bring to this mastermind with this. I wanted to also give Mr. Sarfraz Said, who joins us with an IT background. And again, you said going for the ball and going for the fences. He's done a great job at helping me out over the last 2 months. Mr. Sarfraz, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Arif. Hi, everyone. Frank, it was really interesting and very inspiring story.
Thank you.
Nice to hear that. My name is Safraz Sayed. I am based in Mississauga and I run an IT solution company named IT Square One. And I help my clients with their IT needs, anything related to information technology. And if you're running a business, I can help you sort out things there. It's not just only the web development. There are lots of other things which most of the businesses need, like integration with their payment systems, integration with their shipping partners, and there are lots of things. When I started this company, so the initial idea was most of the people were only providing the web development side. But then I felt a need that itself, the web development is not sufficient to support a business. It's just like when you're running a store, you need to have a proper team for that. You need to have a banking system. You need to have a logistics system for that. And I felt that the people who are working from overseas, from several countries like India, uh, or maybe from Central Asia, they lack the expertise to integrate all the other aspect into the IT solution. So they can develop a website or web store or all those kind of things. But I felt that the importance is a person from Canada who can really understand how our banking system work, how our logistics system work, how our payroll system, CRA, and all of those systems work. Was not possible for those people who are working from overseas to provide this solution. So we started an IT solution company for entrepreneurs like Arif to facilitate them, and we provide them a full package. It's not like just providing one aspect of a web page and then lacking all the other important steps to reach it. So this is my goal, to facilitate most of the businesses who are starting. My company name is IT Square One. Square One means the first step you're taking towards anything in your life. And I want to be the part of the businesses as a first step where we can provide better support to the companies in the field of information technology.
Thank you so much. That was a great introduction. I had made a lot of promises on my social media to tell people that I'm bringing them absolutely the best. And Mr. Bosma here at the bottom asked me why you're not asking one person to share on their social media what you're trying to do. You're a shy person. He's going to come out at the end and give us a wrap up on this. But I feel like Sarfraz is an example of saving money in Canada. Why? Personally, I've spent thousands of dollars, he's my witness, in American companies, in Indian companies, in companies in Philippines, and none of them have promised delivered on their promise like Mr. Sarfraz has. So his contact information will be available. Should you have a project like ours, this is the source. And I guarantee him because we're working on this project together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arif. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, after this, who's on my list right here? I'm going to have to go with Mr. Owen Hermina, my great friend who's in health and wellness. I've learned so much from Owen since the days that we have met back in the days of a company called Primerica. Welcome, Mr. Hermina.
Thank you, Arif. Just a quick introduction. My name is Owen Hermina. I was born in the Dutch Caribbean, Curacao, Netherlands, Antilles. And right now, my passion is basically two things. Number one, people. Number two, health. And the reason why, through my experience, I realized the most important thing in life is your health. If you don't have it, you don't have anything. So that's why I'm specializing now on teaching people, helping people, showing people how they can change their water, change their life. That's number one, because not all water are equal and the knowledge is important. And number two, how to create wealth online. So people who have no experience online or people who wants to learn to be online or people have experience, we have a system, automatic system to show them how to create an unbelievable income while they take care of their health and help people with their health as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Owen. That's a great mission. Owen and I share two things in common. One, our passion for health and wellness, which we have a basically combination of things running, and the other one's people. Coming from a faith background, Owen is very passionate about people. He just loves to help people. I've seen Owen drive for an hour just to give a presentation to somebody to maybe say, listen, this is important for your health. So I appreciate you being here, Owen. Mr.
Welcome. Thank
Hermina,
you.
that was that. Now we will go to very late in Mongolia. Our operations manager is still up. I don't know if he can unmute himself, but it should be 11:17 p.m. in Mongolia. Monk Buyer, Mr. Sangarjal, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Howdy.
Okay, thank
How
you
you
all.
doing?
Hi.
All right. So tell us who you are, where you are joining, what do you do, my friend, and tell Frank everything about you in 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, I'm really happy uh, for being with you all. Okay, it's our family, it's our team. Yeah, it's a great short thing I want to say. Okay, my mission is to create products from quality natural wools, such as cashmere, merino wool, or camel, and the wild cow, yak wool. Yeah, like this. We have lots of experience. Yeah, we love this business. It's a good thing and great thing. I'm happy being with you, and I want conquer this market. Yeah, like this.
So thank you
Yeah,
so much for being us so late. Frank said to what is it to go for the fences, and I think Monk in his own sentences is going for the fences where he is in Mongolia providing the best quality cashmere, camel, yak wool products. We all
yeah,
have a theme going on here, and the theme is health and wellness because these products are absolutely miraculous for health and wellness. Now, I've gone through Kyle, my good friend Kyle, and I are just getting started. Salim, salam alaikum. You might also be fasting, my brother. You
Yes,
just lost your father. Our condolences.
yes.
I
Thank you.
am taken by surprise of how much you put time into your own health. First of all,
Hmm.
Owen's going to be blown away. Second of all, in your family, your mom, your dad, you always telling me, oh, I'm with my mom, I'm with my dad. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend.
Yes, yes. Can you guys still see me? I know it's going in and out here.
Yes.
I
You
am
guys
not
can all see me.
sure.
Yeah, we can see you.
Oh, okay, that's weird. So I can't see
Well,
any of you guys.
oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, I can't see any of you guys. Oh,
All
here,
right,
yeah, here we are. Here we are.
here we are. I had a glitch,
Yeah,
my friend. Salim,
yes,
tell us
yes, yeah.
about yourself.
Yeah, I apologize if I was going in and out of the meeting because my mom has dementia, right? So I'm with my mom at home. So sometimes she gets a little scared, and so I have to kind of run to the room to go and see she's okay. She doesn't like being alone and stuff. And yes, like my father passed away on we just had his funeral on Thursday. So it's been a rough week for me for sure.
Mm.
And so I'm still just trying to get used to the fact of not seeing my father. It's very difficult, but it's one day at a time. What I've been doing is I was diagnosed with something called vitiligo. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of what vitiligo is. It's a skin disorder. So it's where you lose your pigment, like Michael Jackson, how he lost his pigment. So I was seeing a dermatologist, and you go there and they do this photolight therapy, and they give you all these tropical creams, and they're telling me, okay, try this, try that. Like I've tried everything. So I thought to myself, when I go to this dermatologist, they always give me something that's trying to treat the exterior. And I started thinking one day, I said, you know what? I think everything that we get, whether it's cancer, whether it's MS, thyroid problems, I think it comes from the inside. It's whatever we eat or something that's happening inside our body. It has nothing to do with the exterior. So, like an example, if you eat a chocolate bar and you get a pimple the next day, that's because of the chocolate bar, and your body's showing you the effect of eating the chocolate through the exterior, which is your skin. So I started doing research about how to treat vitiligo from the inside out, and forget all these tropical creams and all this stuff these dermatologists, throw at you, and very expensive ones to boot. But what I realized is that the dermatologists, their business relies on eczema, people with eczema, and people with vitiligo and acne problems. If they were to get rid of vitiligo, they would lose at least 40% of their business. So they're not in the business to help us cure this thing. They might just help us treat it here and there, but it'll continuously come back. And that's what I found out with photolight therapy. You can go in there and you start to see some pigment coming back, but as soon as you stop it, you start losing your pigment. So, anyways, I came up with this my own thing. I'm going to make a long story short, but I came up with my own treatment plan. I worked with my gut. I tried to reverse my gut. I had a leaky gut syndrome. That's what I call it too. And I found out that was the reason for a lot of the things that we have right now. Any autoimmune disease, whether it be cancer, whether it be thyroid problems. So, like, for example, I've been taking thyroid pills for 22 years, 25 years. And I used my program, whatever the program I have. And guess what? I don't take thyroid pills anymore. I don't need thyroid pills anymore. My skin has come back. Arif has seen it. Most of my pigment's starting to come back. And this is just because I'm following a treatment plan of my own, which involves vitamins and some lifestyle changes, basically, and cutting out some serious things like sugar. I stopped eating sugar for 9 months, and I'm talking about no sugar. What I found out is if you go to the grocery store, every single thing has sugar. It's unbelievable. We don't realize how much everything has sugar. Like ketchup has sugar, mustard has sugar, salad dressing has sugar. Anything you look at has sugar. And that's what our body wants. Our body's craving the sugar, not the actual dressing. We're craving sugar. So that's just a little of, what I'm just touching on it, but there's so much that goes. So I started a website. It's called vitiligosolution.com. I just started it. We haven't done any ad campaigns or anything like that for it. And and I'm selling an ebook for $19.99 on that, explaining to people how they can reverse vitiligo or any autoimmune disease, to boot, with like eczema, cancer, you name it. I've got it. I've got it. And I've tested it on a few people already, and they're like amazed at the results. A guy who had eczema in California, he's had eczema for almost 25 years, never had a cure. He's put all these creams and scratching, like he's had eczema from his neck down. It's really horrible, like really bad. And now he doesn't use the cream anymore, and he's actually starting to see his skin again after 25 years. And this is only about 3.5 months of doing my program. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. I do other stuff, but that's my focus right now. So that's
Well,
me.
if you don't call this a miracle, I don't know what you call a miracle, but I saw his hand where last year it was exactly like Michael Jackson, my own brother-in-law in Iran has this thing. Now we're trying to translate these things to different languages, getting exposure, maybe getting some help on online for Salim here, because this is absolutely phenomenal. His hand was just clear like any hand. Last year, it was like spots, like a leopard spots. And
Yep.
people who feel that feel ashamed. They don't want to be in public. We're providing
Yes. It's an
humanitarian
emotional,
support to people.
yeah, it's an emotional disease. Like a lot of people just feel the insecurities of going out and people staring at them and stuff. But I mean, that was back in the days. I know now it's more like, I mean, the top model in the world, the girl, whatever her name is, she has vitiligo and she's one of the most famous models right now. But it's become like normal in that sense. But there's a lot of people that still feel insecure about it. And for my studies, there's I think over 100 million people with vitiligo around the world, if not more. So, we can target that market. I mean, there's a lot of potential there, a lot of potential. And I know, as being a vitiligo sufferer, I know, like when I got it, I tried everything. If you told me to go eat grass, I would have eaten grass. If you told me to buy this, I bought every known product to man. Whatever somebody told me to do, I did it. It didn't matter what it was, just because I wanted to get rid of it. And I know the desperation of a lot of people that want to do it, and I want to help them. I don't want to just throw some product at them and just to make money. It's not about making money. It's about helping people, right? In the process, because I know what
So,
they're going through. I know because
Salim, let
I had
me
vitiligo. I had vitiligo here. I had it over here. I had it above my eyebrows. I had spots here, all gone. Everything's gone. So
Good
this
people.
is unique ideas that we're bringing in this mastermind group that I'm really proud of, because we all speak from our own experience. Like Owen is one of the fittest people I've known. You know, Frank is one of the most humble filmmakers in the industries. He's in a place where he feels absolutely focused on the project that he has at hand. So we all have projects that we're gonna share together. But to end this first half, if Mr. Basma is still here, I'd like him to say a couple of things. He's joining us from the USA. Mr. Basma, are you here?
I wouldn't miss this party for the world, so I'm glad to be here. Mr. Gilany, I'd like you to do me a favor right now and introduce me. Introduce me.
Yes, sir. I can't, you're not on camera because the system is different, but go ahead. Tell me what you want, and I'm here.
Introduce me. Based on our previous interactions and my biographical information in the chat, go ahead and introduce me.
Thank you so much for the honor. Well, Jack, Basma, Mr. Basma is out in USA. He was in the military, and he has had international experience with going places and doing things in the capacity of military. When he came back, just like many people in the military that might gotten lost, he found himself in what's called a personal development, dedicated his own last 3 years. I've been working with Jack here, there for last 5 years, online systems. He has about 100 YouTube channels, all created not by him, but by a system that he's followed, and he's made it basically his own. Jack is asking me to take the personality that we have here, the system that we have here, the networking marketer online, and asking people to do people on things online. For example, to go on www.camelcare.ca to check Mr. Sarfraz's work, to go on there to check on Monk who's gone to sleep now, his work there, to go on the movies of Frank and check his work there, to go and check on Kyle's recovery story. Am I clear on this, Mr. Bosman?
Thank you, sir. This is what's very important and where I do things very differently. Mr. Caruso,
Yes, sir.
I suggested using the Mr. format because it elevates the willingness to listen. It's more professional. It focuses our mind on what the person says. If I say, hey, Frank, baby, what's going on, man? I mean, you're with me. But if I say, Mr. Caruso, you actually listen to what I'm saying. Hence,
Yeah,
I use.
if you were a hot blonde, I wouldn't mind you just calling me Frank Baby.
There you go. You're funny with that. So let me give you an example. Here's what I'm going to do for Mr. Caruso. Have you ever heard of a platform called EZWay? EZWAY.
No.
It's a series of Hollywood producers and people that do exactly what you do. So what I would like to do is tune you into an organization, but I would like you to email me. That's very important. Okay?
I can get your email from Arif?
You can get my email from the chat. If you look in the Zoom chat right now, you'll see it. It's very important. I do things very, very differently than other people, and that's why I'm so successful. And no one else does what I do, period. So that's some advice for you. So I'm reaching out to you right now. I don't even know you, and you don't know Jack, but now you do. Okay, my second friend in here is Mr. Syed. I don't know Syed, and Syed doesn't know Jack, but I have a suggestion for you, Syed. What I would like you to do is I would like you to go to a site called Udemy, Udemy, and I would like you to set up an instructor user profile. And the reason I would like you to set up an instructor user profile is because I have an opportunity for you, and I could assist you in developing Udemy course content creation activities. So that's for you. That's just something. And that's only after listening to you for a couple of minutes, and I don't know you, and you don't know Jack. Mr. Hermina, how many YouTube channels do you have?
So Mr. Basma, if I may.
Yes, sir.
With that, I think we all agree there's things that we don't know about. Am I correct? And
Yep.
there's things that every one of us can do today to find out. So next time we all meet, we can have a better understanding of each other. I'm going to work with Jack on getting a program that we're launching on personal development coaching with Frank. I took this program in London, England, and I paid £5,000 for it. But I needed this program to find out exactly who I am. Why am I here? Why am I doing this nonsense that nobody else might even think about doing? Going to places like Mongolia, coming back here, suffering hardships that nobody would do. Why? Because your health, my friends, is the most important thing. After that, we work on organizing relationships, systems. Sarfraz has helped me organize 10 years of my life in 2 months because I want to be separate from my product. This product speaks for itself. Every single one of you, probably besides Mr. Basma, has worn the product. You might know how good it feels.
May I just say
But
one
I wouldn't be able to do it without their help.
May I say
Mr.
one thing
Basma.
prior to closing? This is very important. When I introduce myself in any situation, I always have someone else introduce me. Because when someone else introduces me, I feed off of that. I learn some new things about myself that I didn't realize. If I introduce myself over and over and over again, that's how I see myself. It's more important to me to see how others see me. So that's why I use the introduction that way, number one. Number two, if I offer any of you a piece of advice, it's because I'm reaching out to you to work with you, to connect with you. But instead of saying, hey, read my message in a Zoom chat or listen to my Zoom call and then leave and we all have a nice day and we move on, I'm giving you a personal reference. I'm asking you to work with me and network with me. And I'm giving each and every person a unique recommendation. But here's the key with that unique recommendation. Just because I gave one recommendation to Mr. Caruso and I gave another recommendation to Mr. Syed, and I was in the process of giving a recommendation to Mr. Ermina, doesn't mean that we can't all use the recommendations that I gave to the two previous members. This is how we build large and powerful teams. And when I speak, I don't speak to 7 people. I used to, but I don't need to. When I speak now, I speak to audiences of 72 million people online. I speak to 72 million people online. And the cool thing about that is each and every one of the 72 million people that I speak to online have an opportunity to speak with me. That's the
Wow.
power.
I think, Mr. Basma, we're coming to the end of this first half, so I'm gonna stop the recording of this session, but I want everybody that hear this message, whether it's on my YouTube channel, the Ministry of Miracles, or wherever, if you see any value in this group, please share it with at least 5 people. You got to know 5 people that need some health and wellness product, that need to make their story into a movie, that need to launch a new website, that need to healthy eating, healthy habits, immune systems, overseas business, all of this. I'm asking everybody who subscribed to at least share it with 5 people because the world has changed. We know that things are different. Things that were not possible 5 years ago, 10 years ago are possible within 1 year, within 2 years, within 10 years. And I'm hitching myself to Jack, Mr. Basma, to Frank, to Sarfraz, to, Salim, to Mr. Hermina, to Mr. Monkbuyer, wherever they're going, I'm going there. Because as a team, we can do better. I thank you so much for being here today. We will restart this meeting in 5 minutes.
Thanks.